Disclaimer: this lecture video is based on the module that is provided by the college and the university. Unfortunately, the said PDF module is exclusively downloadable for NEUSD-CICT students only.
My name is Jel Konanan, and for today's topic, I will going to discuss the introduction to mobile apps. So let's start, and these are the contents of this video. Number one, we're going to talk about what is a mobile app. Next one is the categories of mobile applications and the market trends. Number three is the mobile app distribution platform, where you can upload your apps and the users can download it also. Next one is the type of mobile apps and their pros and cons and how they differ from each other. So let's start with the question, what is mobile app or simply app? Actually, it's a versatile application wherein, according to the dictionary's definition, able to adapt or be adapted to many different functions or activities. So since it can be adapted to many functions, different functions, we can say that a mobile app is also a portable application. So pag sinabing portable, handy, and most of the time it is available. It is also a program intended to work on smartphones and mobile devices. Okay, so mobile app is efficient, okay, because of its portability compared dun sa laptop and PC. Mobile app is also effective, and because of its effectivity, it is being used in different sectors like education. Okay, so lalong-lalo na ngayon sa panahon ngayon, maraming gumagamit ng mobile apps pagdating sa education. We have also in government, okay? So military, medicine, science, entertainment like iFlix, YouTube, etc. Likewise also dun sa wellness. Okay? At marami pang iba katulad ng games. For say, like Angry Birds, we have photo sharing app like Instagram. We have also Messenger, Waze for navigation. We have Food Panda, Evernote, Lazada, Spotify, and countless apps na available sa designated app store ninyo. So calendar, clock, calculator, browser, messages, those are considered as an app also. Apps can be also in a form of accounting system, inventory system, transportation, banking systems, at marami pang iba. With this huge amount of apps, it is really important to identify what are the categories of an app and what are the popular demand dun sa market. Because bakit ba gusto mong matutong mag-develop ng isang app? Maybe because in the future, you want to make a profit out of it or po pwede ring hindi. Kasi maraming mobile developers ang nagkikreate ng app just because they want to help the community. So according to noband.com na isinulat ni Joe Parker, maraming gumagamit ng app na related into music. Actually, there is 79%. And pumapangalawa sa kanya yung health and fitness, which is 51%, social networking 49%, travel 28%, entertainment 22%, sports 16%, games 15%, and news 14%. So this is one of the reasons why it's important to have an idea which category of an app you will going to develop or kung saan ka magfo-focus ng pagde-develop. Kasi kung gusto mong targetin yung talagang pinaka-top grossing sa market, mas magandang yun ang pagtuunan mo ng pansin sa pagde-develop pa lang ng isang application. According to similarweb.com, sa kanilang Philippine store rank sa category ng free apps, number 1 ang Among Us, number 2 ang Google Meet, and number 3 ang Zoom pagdating sa pinakamadaming downloads. And according to them also, top grossing po ang Mobile Legends. Okay, so sa Philippine store rank ng similarweb.com. So the question is, paano bang kumikita ang isang application? Bukod dun sa very obvious na bago mo ma-install yung isang application, may bayad na siya. Okay, so isang paraan dyan para kumita sila is ginagawa nila ng trial version lang yung application, and then after a few days, kailangan mo na magbayad para magamit yung application. Another one is yung mga features na po pwede mong gamitin sa kanya is may bayad. Let's say sa games, let's say yung skin, bago mo magamit yung skin na yun, kailangan mong bilhin. Sa gems, for example, sa Clash of Clans. Okay, so limited lang yung gems. Kung gusto mong magdagdag, kailangan mong bilhin. and marami pang iba. So, paano naman yung totally free? As in, walang kailangan bayaran, free mo talagang nai-install yung application. So, paano ba sila kumikita? So, isang paraan para kumita ang mga application is paglalagay ng advertisement or ads. So, take a look of this video sa isang proof kung paano ba kumikita ang isang application.
Mr. Zuckerberg, I remember well your first visit to Capitol Hill back in 2010. You spoke to the Senate Republican High-Tech Task Force, which I chair. You said back then that Facebook would always be free. Is that still your objective?
Senator, yes, there will always be a version of Facebook that is free. It is our mission to try to help connect everyone around the world and to bring the world closer together. In order to do that, we believe that we need to offer a service that everyone can afford, and we're committed to doing that.
Well, if so, how do you sustain a business model in which users don't pay for your service?
Senator, we run ads.
So, isa yun sa mga paraan para kumita ang isang application mo. So, maglalagay ka ng advertisement. Since we have so many different variety of apps, mas magandang malaman natin kung saan sila mag-fall into category. So, let's move on to the topic, 6 categories of mobile application. Number 1 is lifestyle mobile application. So, dyan nagpo-fall into category sila fitness app, dating app, food app, music katulad ni Spotify, and travel. Number 2 is social media mobile application, wherein the famous application Facebook can be categorized. According to Zevoria.com, merong 1.79 billion people on average log into Facebook daily, and they are considered active users for June 2020. And then number 3 is the utility mobile apps, wherein reminders, calculator, flashlight, weather, and clock, and marami pang iba, dyan nagpo-fall into category. So number 4 is games and entertainment, which is pretty straightforward. Games like Clash of Clans, Call of Duty, and Mobile Legends. Number 5 is productivity mobile apps, wherein yung docs, sheets, wallet, and payment like Paymaya, dyan nagpo-fall into category. And the last one is news and information outlets, katulad ng BuzzFeed, Flipboard, Yahoo News Digest, and etc. Now, let's say that your app is already been developed. So ano yung next step mo dito? Diyan papasok ngayon si distribution platform. Or this is the place where apps can be purchased by users and uploaded by the developers. Distribution platform can set as a bridge between user or consumer and then the developer. So here are some distribution platforms that are intended to provide mobile application to your mobile phone. So number 1, yung Amazon App Store, which has 400,000 na available apps. We have also App Store for iOS, 2.2 million since 2017. BlackBerry World, which has 200,000 available apps. Google Play, 3.5 million since 2017 of December. We have Microsoft Store, 600 plus thousand available applications noong 2015. And the new entry, we have Huawei App Gallery that has 45,000 available apps on their stores. So those are popular distribution platform na po pwede ninyong pag-uploadan ng mga apps ninyo para kumita and ma-download ng mga users. So next one, let's move on to the types of mobile application. Tatlo yan. We have native app, we have web-based app, and then we have hybrid application. Let's talk about first native application. Native application run a particular versatile working framework. Meaning to say, for instance, application made in Kotlin or Java is executable only in Android environment. Okay, so paano naman yung iPhone sa iOS? Okay, so gagamit ka ng ibang programming language sa pag-develop nito. Let's say, for example, Swift or Objective-C. So here are the advantages of using native app kapag ka nagde-develop kayo. Number 1, it can deliver the best performance because you made a specific application for a specific environment only. Number 2, discoverability. Okay, so dahil pwede mong i-upload ito sa mga distribution platforms. Number 3, it allows the developers to access the full features set of the selected operating system. meaning to say like camera, gyroscope, and other sensors like fingerprint sensors, volume up, volume down, power button. Lahat yan ay pwede mong kontrolin and gawan ng function using native application. Number three, it assures quality, security, and device compatibility because native app must be approved first by its respective operating system bago siya maging available sa mga app store. And for the disadvantage of developing using native app, number one is they are using difficult programming languages compared to two. So it requires experienced developers bago ka makagawa ng isang application. Okay, so number two is costly, more compared dun sa may web app natin and hybrid app. Number three, not the best option for simple applications. Let's say calculator. Mas magandang gamitin si web-based app o di kaya si hybrid app kapag ay mga simple applications lang na katulad nito. So next one is the web-based application. A web app loads in browsers like Chrome, Safari, or Firefox. So mostly they are built using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Actually, they are basically a website that runs on a smartphone. Hindi siya katulad nung native app and hybrid app na meron siyang .apk para magamit mo. So dito, ang kailangan mo sa kanya is browser na katulad nga nung Chrome, Safari, or Firefox. And since it is a basically a website, ito yung itsura niya or ito yung nangyayari sa kanya kapag pinagraran mo siya sa mga maliliit na devices. O yung tinatawag natin na nagiging responsive yung website mo. So as you can see, kapag iniliit niya yung kanyang screen, okay, o di kaya yung size ng kanyang browser, sumusunod yung mga contents niya dun sa loob. The most popular one na ginagamit para maging responsive yung iyong website is Bootstrap. So here are the advantages whenever you are using web-based application. Number one, easy to maintain because they are using common code base. So ibig sabihin, kung ano yung code base na gagamitin mo kay iPhone, ganun lang din yung code base na gagamitin mo kay Android. Hindi katulad nung nasa may native application, nagagamit ka pa ng two or more programming language para mapagana mo sa different environment. Number two is build for all application. Katulad nga nung nasabi ko nina. Ang kailangan mo lang dyan is maipag-run mo siya sa appropriate na browser. Next one is less expensive compared to native. Less expensive kasi nga iisa lang yung code base na gagamitin mo sa kanya. Next one, no standard operating system protocols and no require approval for the app marketplace. They or yung mga developer natin can release their app anytime. Yun ang kagandahan naman kay web-based application. Hindi mo na kailangan na magpa-approve dun sa distribution platform mo. Next one is the newest version always loads when the user opens a web application. Hindi mo na kailangan mag-update nung application mo, i-download mo and ina-update. So, wala nang ganun kay web-based application. So, eto naman yung mga disadvantages sa paggamit ng web-based. So, number one, a browser is required to run a web application, which is resulting to complicates a user experience because mas marami kang step na gagawin kesa sa pagbubukas ng isang native app o di kaya hybrid application. So, ang gagawin mo kasi dito, magbubukas ka muna ng browser and then itatype mo yung URL. Or yung iba, ang ginagawa nila, naglalagay ng bookmark shortcut and then nilalagay nila sa home screen nila para isang click na lang, mapupunta na sila doon sa my website. Number two, smaller scope when it comes to leveraging device features and hardware. Medyo limited yung access mo sa entire phone features like sensors na katulad ng mga binanggit ko kanina, camera, volume up, volume down, and etc. Poor discoverability dahil hindi mo siya po pwedeng i-upload sa mga app store. Next one is slower and much less responsive than native apps. And then the last one, less interactive compared to native app. Kasi parang ang feeling mo pa din nasa website ka na mas pinaliit lang. Yung user experience mo is hindi niya matutumbasan na katulad ng paggamit mo sa mga native application or hybrid application. Last one is the hybrid application. Hybrid application work across multiple platforms and behave like native application. Actually, it is a combination of native app and a web-based application. So mga ginagamit natin dito, the most popular one, which is gagamitin din natin, yung Ionic. So, gagamit ka lang ng isang code base and mapapagana mo na siya sa Android and Apple or kahit sa Windows. Ito naman yung mga advantages ng paggamit ng isang hybrid app. Number one, you don't need a web browser like web-based application. Okay, so pwede na rin siyang maging available sa mga App Store. Number two, you can have an access to a device internal APIs and device hardware katulad ng mga nabanggit ko kaninang mga sensors. Number three, one code base lang, meaning you can produce an app on different operating system. The disadvantages of using hybrid app are, number one, much slower than native apps. Okay, so comparing doon sa native apps, mas mabagal ang mga hybrid application. Number two, dependent on a third-party platform to deploy the app's wrapper. So bago mo magawang APK yan for say sa mga Android, kailangan mo ng third-party na application or platform. Number three is limited customization pagdating dun sa mga design or di kaya dun sa mga itsura ng mga buttons mo or interface mo. So for the conclusion about what type of mobile application we will going to adapt sa ating lesson, we're going to use hybrid application. Number one, most of our PC in laboratory is incapable of handling native application development. Number two, it is much easier to develop based on your academic tracks because of your familiarity in JavaScript, HTML, and CSS way back in your web development 1 and 2. And that is the end of our part 1 in Introduction to Mobile App. On the next video, we're going to discuss more about hybrid apps, their environment tools, introduction to Ionic, and setting up your working environment. Thank you for watching and God bless.